welcome to Fantastic Fiber Friday. This week I'm running without a net again and no people here. And hopefully there will be no interruptions like there was last week. Let me jump right in. This week's fiber of the week was California Red, and I've got a whole slew of it right in front of me. It's gorgeous. I got it from Apple Rose Fibers. They have an Etsy store. And they also have a website at applerose.com, and I'll put these things below, put these websites below the video today. And I'm hoping when I took pictures of this, the red parts of it wanted to come out black, and they're really a really dark red. And it's quite beautiful fiber. It's very soft to the touch, but I did notice when I put it against my neck there is a bit of a prickle. So I gauged this one to be between 28 and 30 microns, because the prickle is not too much, but it definitely doesn't go away. So please check out this fiber. It's wonderful. It spins like a dream. It drafted like a dream. I could spin a fairly fine thread with it, even though I tried to spin a little bit thicker than usual because I wanted to see the colors. I didn't dye this because that just kind of would have destroyed the color in it. Spun up. Let's see if I can get this a little bit closer to the camera, because I can't zoom in because I can't be behind there and in front at the same time. I hope you can see those little bits of color popping out. Really nice fiber to work with. This has been processed very well. I did find the occasional little bit of hay or bedding, but overall really nice fiber to work with. I'm not sure if I'm going to spin it up myself or if I'm going to put it into a blog bat or what I'm going to do just yet. That being said, how I said last week I was hoping to have my color affection done, I don't. I didn't even work on it because the weather got cold finally, and I turned my eye towards a different project that I had started last year that I wanted to finish. And they are Angora Thrummed felted fingerless mitts. And they didn't quite come out the way I wanted them to, and quite as tight as I wanted them to. But I think they'll work for me going outside and grooming the bunnies in the cold barn. And it won't matter if there's bunny fiber on them. And this was the first one I did. I had started the second one, but I hadn't yet finished it. And as you can see, the sizes are slightly different, and that's what I get for waiting 6 months in between. And I added a lot more angora to the inside of this one. For some reason, my angora thrums are just bigger, and I'm not sure why that is. But still, it felted down after me scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing on. You ever use a broiler pan instead of a washboard? I used a broiler pan because it was lumpy and bumpy. And when that wasn't working, I decided to throw them in the washer and dryer twice. And finally, they shrunk down to where I kind of needed them to be for them to work. And these will be soft and cuddly and quite warm for the barn. It's funny how your gauge changes over time. And that's kind of what happened. I had the same number of stitches on each one, but the gauge changed. I didn't really use a pattern, so I didn't write everything down. But I think these will work. I just used some scraps of wool that I knew would felt and put them together. So there are my thrummed half finger, I should say, mitts for the barn. And I'm so thankful I got them done as the weather's just starting to get cold. Now, everybody's talking about online how you have to be real. What does that mean? Do you put out there everything that is good or bad that happens in your life? Or do you just, like I did last week, you saw, I have a family, I have interruptions. So I figured maybe the one thing I would come out and say that I wouldn't normally say right away is that sometimes you see me with makeup, sometimes you see me without. Today I'm without. And that is because I suffer from psoriasis. And when the psoriasis attacks my face, makeup just looks like a flaky, cakey mess. So I don't bother with it on those days. But when my skin is good, I'll go ahead and put a face on, so to speak. So that's just one of the little things that I deal with in my life. For anybody who has psoriasis, I feel for you. I've been down that road where I've had it coating my entire body, and people thought I had some sort of strange disease and were afraid to come near me. And now it's to a minimum level, and I find pretty much if I don't mess with it and I don't fret about it, it seems to go away on its own. Because they have found it is an autoimmune disease, and stressors in your life and sickness and whatnot will actually bring it on. I remember when I was in college, every time before finals, I would break out in psoriasis before midterms and finals in college. So definitely stress is definitely an indicator. So that is my coming clean with all my, I guess, viewers, friends, and family, because my family does actually watch these videos too. And part of the reason why you see me sometimes with makeup, sometimes without. She finally laid down. I'm sure you heard my dog walking in the background. She's a little restless today. It's icky and rainy out, and she can't go play. So, because she doesn't like to be out in the rain. So she's kind of moping around the house trying to figure out what to do with herself. On the storefront, I put up the, what was it we did last week? Tunis. Yes, it was tunis. I put up the tunis fiber that I had dyed in long stripes and painted, and that was quite fun. But to be honest, painting really takes a long time, especially with the long skinny piece like I had. So I don't know how much of that I'll be doing, but I like the way that you could control the color a little bit more than you could just with a spout bottle, which is what I usually use when I do up skeins of yarn. Well, hello there. This is Deanie. He was one of our rescues back in May, and we were bottle feeding him. They were so little. And he's growing up quite nicely. Hi, baby. And he loves to hang with me and rub on my face. You want to say hi? Say hi, people. Nope, you want to crawl up on my shoulder. Okay. This is his usual spot. I kind of joke that he's a little bit of a parrot kitty. And that is actually all I have for this week. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Say bye-bye.